Let's begin. Meet Miguel. He and his fellow students are very concerned about problems in their community and the world. He enlists his good friend Sal to recruit the entire class to think about what they can do. With elections around the corner, they focus on the big idea of democracy. It's a broad concept that can be explored in multiple ways, is engaging, and has importance to elementary, middle, high school, and university-age students and the larger society. Other examples of big ideas are identity, sustainability, creativity, violence, peace, and power. By design, the big idea allows for the generation of a wide variety of essential questions that should reflect the interests of the students and the needs of their community. And a very important element of democracy is voting. Sal works with his classmates to identify many questions about voting, young voters, feeling connected to the process to defend, protect, and/or fight for issues important to him and his peers. Eventually, the questioning process results in one essential question that contextualizes, localizes, and personalizes the big idea. What can they really do to increase the voting turnout of young voters? From the essential question comes a challenge that requires the learners to identify a solution that results in concrete, meaningful action. Sal and his team decide their challenge will be to increase voting among 18 to 20-year-olds in their community. The challenge is pitched to the local community and shared globally to the challenge-based learning community. Guiding questions represent the knowledge needed to successfully meet the challenge. The guiding activities and resources can be lessons, simulations, research, and other types of learning activities that help participants answer the guiding questions and set the foundation for them to develop innovative, insightful, and realistic solutions. Note, teachers, this is an opportunity to guide the students towards content mastery as part of the guiding questions, guiding activities, and guiding resources. As a result of a thorough, thoughtful, and reflective time with the guiding questions, activities, and resources, the learners develop an appropriate solution. The solution should be thoughtful, concrete, actionable, and clearly articulated. Sal and his team find out that the real problem is that many 18 to 24-year-olds are not even registered to vote. Thus, they decide students need incentives to register. Next, the implementation. There's a schedule for the different stages, goals, and evaluations. The solution is implemented in an appropriate context for a specific time frame and with a plan for evaluation. The learners evaluate the impact of their solution through qualitative and quantitative measures. Through this evaluation, the learners identify modifications, new ideas, new questions, or new challenges. Alongside the CBL main framework components are the ongoing gauges that are ubiquitous during the CBL process. The challenge process allows for multiple opportunities to document the experience and publish to a larger audience. Students are encouraged to publish their results online, soliciting feedback. The idea is to broaden the learning community and foster discussion about solutions to the challenges important to students. Another critical gauge is ongoing reflection. Students participate in ongoing reflection throughout the process in video, audio, and written formats. Mobile technology like the iPod, the iPad, and the iPhone are awesome tools for Sal's team to use to capture, collect, post, and present their findings. Ongoing informative assessment is the third gauge for Sal. Throughout the challenge, there are multiple opportunities for assessment. The process can be assessed, capturing the development of key 21st century skills. The work leading to the solution and the solution itself can be assessed for accuracy of the content as determined by local and state standards. Also, along the way, Sal and his team checked for clarity of communication, success of the implementation, and the efficacy of the idea. Sal and his team now have a process to help them create solutions to challenges that are very real for them and their peers. School no longer has to be disconnected from what's going on in the world. How empowering is that?
About a year ago, I was asked by a couple of my friends at Apple to go out and produce some videos that really collected evidence of what learning really looks like at a variety of different age groups. Really focus on the kind of stuff that kids are doing, why are they doing it, and the process that they take on how they're doing it. And as a filmmaker and as an educator, I've always been fascinated with using multimedia as a way to collect those particular stories. And so that was sort of the birthplace of these movies, is to we really wanted to look at what learning looked like from kids from 4th grade all the way to post-secondary and medical school.
Hello?
Aaron, this is Mrs. Garcia. I'm having a really tough time with Iowa right now.
Okay, take a deep breath. I'm gonna walk you through this.
This is the story of how a few kids who've been best friends since kindergarten took the traditional story of becoming successful by going to high school, going to college, and getting a job, and sped it up. And I mean really sped it up.
I decided to take upon myself and make the product available for my community because I wasn't willing to wait to study in college.
Learning doesn't really have to start and end at school. You can take it to your house or learn on your own.
I got tired of waiting to learn. I didn't see a purpose in wasting time doing things that could have been done faster.
Technology has helped Cook Time with Remy through our website, social networking, video editing, and then we put it online for everybody to see.
I wouldn't be able to figure out how to use these things without the internet. I just go on the internet, go to YouTube, type in how to.
I think it's a more intuitive way of learning, really, of having an understanding of what you're trying to solve, and then communicating that to a large group of people, whether it's in the form of an iPhone application or in the form of a digital story.
Nowadays, I'm checking my email 4 or 5 times, going on Twitter, posting on my WordPress, during class, and it's like, it's a non-stop business now.
This technology allows us to not only save the time, it allows us to change people's lives. It allows us to provide better care. In medicine, there's no excuse. People expect you to do a good job at that, to use all the resources you have available to make their life whole. In education, there really shouldn't be an excuse either. We should be using all of the resources that we have available to do the best job we can.
I can't do this. I know who to call.
Hello?
Aaron, this is Mrs. Garcia. I'm having a really tough time with Iowa right now.
Okay, take a deep breath. I'm gonna walk you through this. Okay, has this ever happened to you before? I started my own company when I decided to get a MacBook Pro 13-inch, and my neighbor had been thinking about getting one for a while, so I went over there and helped her, and she said that I should help other people with their Apple products. I did, and I made the company The Apple Kid.
I guess what makes Aaron a rockstar learner for me is interest in figuring out how he could help our school achieve our goals.
I've always admired Aaron's desire to learn more. He's almost like at times a co-teacher with me. He's there to help me find resources and ways to get that information to the students.
I've been an actor for about 6 years, and I really like the creative aspect of that. I like being creative, and when I get a cool project, it makes me excited, and I think that could just be a good way to get students to have more fun in learning.
Action!
Being an actor has given me the money to buy some of the things that I'm really passionate about, Apple products. I really like to share that passion, and that passion is now my business, theapplekid.com. My ultimate job is to be the CEO of Apple.
My hair looks good.
Les jours suivants sont tous des fêtes de l'Église catholique sauf. Levez la main,
People ask me what I do, and I tell them I'm the CEO of my own beauty company and my own brand. When I got the idea to start my company, at first it was really just trying to convince my mom to start her company. After several attempts and failing at it, I decided to take upon myself and make the product available for my community because I wasn't willing to wait to study in college. So I did, and now the product is worldwide.
When the light clicked in Liana's head to start a business, she knew that myself, my wife, didn't know anything about business. She did her research and just presented to us and said, here, I did all the work. Now what's your excuse? Liana and I have a very interesting relationship where if she fires me, I can turn around and ground her. Liana has always been a persistent girl. She wants it, she'll find the solution, she'll get it done. Recently, when she wanted to start a foundation in Haiti, it was just a matter of let me do the research, see what needs to be done, and let's just do it.
She's not only an inspiration for children, she is also for adults.
My goal is to motivate others, to teach them, to enhance their curiosity, and let them know that they too can achieve anything. This is my company, and not only are they my employees, but they're also my family.
This is the story of how a few kids who've been best friends since kindergarten took the traditional story of becoming successful by going to high school, going to college, and getting a job, and sped it up. And I mean really sped it up.
Right? Being a filmmaker is a bit like being a developer, right? You're trying to solve an issue and tell a story. In high school, I was part of this film program, and one of the things we focused on doing in that program is telling a story using film. I think it's a more intuitive way of learning, really, of having an understanding of what you're trying to solve, and then communicating that to a large group of people, whether it's in the form of an iPhone application or in the form of a digital story.
So for me, it wasn't just studying the curriculum, applying it to a test, writing an essay. It was actually trying to figure out how that connected to the real world as we knew it.
That experience of doing something for the sake of the process was fundamentally really important in sort of giving me the toolkit for a lot of the things I did at college and a lot of the things that we're doing now at Blackboard and what we did at Terribly Clever.
And that was really, really powerful because, you know, it actually made all those hours, all those late nights, all those all-nighters bearable because I was really, really, in the end, proud of what we were doing. And you'll see it's a really, really pristine, quiet office.
The reason we started this entire process is because we as students identified a problem, and we lived that problem. We experienced that inefficiency, and we wanted to solve it.
One of the things people forget is that most of us, are still active students in school, just trying to get our degrees and finish, but our parents are literally just concerned with going to the graduation ceremony in June.
Yo, so just so you know, we gotta order a cap and gown by the end of the week.
Is there like a barely graduate cap and gown? Here I am, a 21-year-old kid who's still in college, and I'm making hiring decisions based on people who are sometimes twice my age. The reason we keep going is because we love what we do. And if we didn't love what we do, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have sold our company, we wouldn't have made a product that other schools want and that students want. Mom, Dad, are you proud of me now?
I'm Dr. Justin Harper, but some people call me the eye doctor.
The love of learning is what ultimately got me here and has gotten me anywhere. Working 80 hours and wanting to still be here, I think without that fundamental drive, without that passion to push you beyond your limits, to push you beyond what's easy or what's comfortable. medical school has been the same since 1910. It is learn all of your information, wait, pass your test, and then go see the patients, see if you know it, but then you don't really have time to relearn it and move on to the next step. I got tired of waiting to learn. I didn't see a purpose in wasting time doing things that could have been done faster. So the goal of what I did is I just accelerated that.
And Justin's shown a lot of students how to take the lectures that are available after class, eliminate background noise, pauses, coughs that the professor may have done, speed them up, and then listen to them in a much shorter time later. So the things that Justin is doing is noting where he can find more efficient ways to learn. So you can have lessons and learning outside of the classroom by using this technology to your advantage.
This technology allows us to not only save the time, the valuable time that we need to make better decisions, right? The time that we need to spend with patients to validate them and make them feel better. It allows us to change people's lives. It allows us to provide better care. My goal in entering medicine was to change the world. If I were able to change the world enough to win a Nobel Prize, I would take it. Not because of the prize, but because it meant I made a change big enough in people's lives to merit it. In medicine, there's no excuse. People expect you to do a good job at that, to use all the resources you have available to make their life whole. In education, there really shouldn't be an excuse either. We should be using all of the resources that we have available to do the best job we can.
Why do I do this? Something inside just motivates me to produce. My name is Ben, and I like to put my music to my videos, and I'm a one-man band. I'm really fortunate to have access to pro applications like Logic and Final Cut Pro. I wouldn't be able to figure out how to use these things without the internet. I just go on the internet, go to YouTube, type in how to, go back, apply it to my videos.
Once the video's made, we put it up on YouTube. We see how other people respond to it. A lot of the YouTube videos get really good comments from people, and then we throw it up on iTunes, working just on an assignment with your teacher. You get your grade and that's it. But when you have the ability to get all these responses from other people, just tell you you're doing a great job, it really feels good.
I'm inspired by sharing, and the sharing inspires me to make more. So it's just a cycle that just keeps going over and over again.
He has this inner passion that you rarely see in a student. He's always been like this. It's just, now it's bigger, and the things that he does are at a whole new level.
In 4th grade, I'd bring home a picture of a tree or a bike or something and put that on the fridge. Everyone's getting older now, you really kind of stop doing that. When I'm telling someone, oh, I'm working on a new project, they know that I've been thinking about the project, they know that I've written down ideas, that I'm starting to record, that I have everything planned out for afterwards, and it's a bundle. You know, it's not just composing and then you're done with the song.
And there's just this spark of imagination in him that gets all these ideas down, and they never stop.
Welcome to my creation space. It goes from the school to my house, and then I'll email it to myself at 11 o'clock at night, work on it again at school, so it just kind of goes back and forth. You know, learning doesn't really have to start and end at school. You know, you can take it to your house or learn on your own.
Having it online and with all these other people kind of gives him this edge over other students in high school, and it's helped him get into the Berklee School of Music.
This is how I learn best, and I know I'm not the only one. You liked it, huh?
Some artists paint on canvas, others mold with clay. Some take pictures on celluloid, while others record on video. And while some work with ones and zeros, my medium of choice is a sneaker. My name is Chris Huey.
I'm Matt Reeser.
I'm a student. Artist. And I'm a CEO. Of my own global company. So when I try and remix a shoe, you want to take something that is everyday and ordinary, and you want to put your own twist on it, something that is either going to be unique to you or unique to your customer. And what that kind of ends up with is what I like to classify as like a wearable piece of art. That's kind of like my tagline. And as I started to develop a portfolio of my work, I started to post on the original site. Certain people started to take notice. They're like, you know, I saw your work. I would have never known you were a 13-year-old kid from Milwaukee. That's how I ended up in magazines like Complex. That's how I ended up in Time.
You know, at a point you realize that when you're doing something you're that passionate about, you have a love and a desire for it, you're gonna work that much harder at doing it, and you're gonna put everything you have into it.
I kind of tell people like I wasn't necessarily the best, but I got some of the best opportunities in the world based on the people I know, and it would have never been possible without the internet. So that's really what kind of turned a local business from me, wearing my stuff to my local high school and selling on eBay to blowing up nowadays. I'm checking my email 4 or 5 times, going on Twitter, posting on my WordPress, during class, and it's like, it's a non-stop business now. So it's pretty crazy to look back and think where I've come, and I have a hard time believing it.
To be kind of the manager of my own company, sending shoes to Japan, it's really mind-blowing that, I'm doing business like that, and I'm doing it from Wisconsin or Minnesota. With technology, I can just do what I want to do wherever I am, and that's the coolest thing about it, I think.
So every now and then I come across somebody who doesn't really like my stuff, and I just try and remind them that if it was okay for Kanye and LeBron, it's probably okay for them.
Folks, I'm going to take you on a culinary journey to live a healthy lifestyle. I love BLT pasta. Cooking makes me feel awesome, and I absolutely love it when the others love my dish too. And of course, I love porcupine balls. Well, we started Cook Time with Remy because my mom started reading about bad nutrition, and we wanted to link the scale of cooking to improve nutrition. So that's how we started Cook Time with Remy. I apparently was the one in the family who loved to cook. I just watched my mom and my big brother Abe cook when I was younger, and I just started out helping them, like washing vegetables, mixing ingredients, and when I got a little bit older, I got to cook. Well, it feels like 350 degrees in here. Now, let's pop them in for about 1 hour. Technology has helped Cook Time with Remy through our website, social networking, video editing, which is so cool. And then we put it online for everybody to see.
That learning just keeps growing and growing, and more people get online, see what she can do, and then it inspires other kids to do things too.
I talk to my community about eating healthy, exercise, and cooking.
We are the Cook Time team.
Each member of my family helped me differently. My mom, my sister Maddie, and my sister Dasher. My main goal is to link the skill of cooking to improve nutrition so people can lead healthier lifestyles. And eating healthy is not yucky. My name is Remy, and I am the star of my own cooking show. See you online.